This is something that's been making headlines a lot lately. And honestly, I feel like every time I look at the news, there's always something like bad in relation to gaming that's basically trending. If it's not a new release, it's always like a negative trend. And the trend I'm talking about right now is about Annapurna Interactive and the fact that their gaming division, for the most part, just walked out. And based off of what I read, like 25 staff members had left. And this was because there was like differences between the founder and the co-founders along with the staff members about what direction the company was going in. And the unfortunate truth about all that is that the main founder, who's actually a billionaire, um, if it's her company, she basically says, what goes and what stays and all that other stuff. But I think the reason why the employees left is because they felt like they didn't trust her and that they were being lied to about a lot of stuff. And there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that they didn't know about, like secret deals being made and, internal politics being a thing. And I don't know. I feel like it's very unfortunate because this is the same company that gave us games like Stray and Neon White, two games that came out back in 2022. And the Stray game was actually one of the best PlayStation 5 games of 2022, aside from, I think, God of War Ragnarok. And the thing is, like you look at Stray, I mean, it was very like basic and simple, but at the same time, it was a masterpiece, and it was something that they could have easily have made a series off of. Neon White, I feel like was underrated because I liked how the game looked, and the design and the gameplay and the voiceover acting, all that stuff was pretty cool, but it wasn't really a massive commercial success or anything. But I can see why, like the founder of Annapurna Interactive wanted to, she wanted to focus more on television and film and getting deals in relation to like media and all that because that's where all the money is. And right now, it's a very tough time for the gaming industry because it seems like everywhere you look across the board, there's always some video game company. Laying off a certain percentage of their staff or just shutting down their gaming division altogether because the performance of the games are poor and the quality is poor. It gets review bombed on Metacritic or what have you. And the thing is, the cost of gaming in general is skyrocketing. And the thing is, are people are upset with the rising cost of just about everything. The cost of living, the cost of gaming, and people were even more pissed off about the fact that Sony, wants to give you a new console and then make you pay for, I guess, the disk drive and all that other stuff. They want you to buy everything digitally, and it's not fair to everyone who bought the base PlayStation 5 and bought hard disks and all that other stuff. But I digress. Um, the point I'm trying to make is that the founder of Annapurna Pictures, she wants to focus more on films because those films got the company mainstream attention. That's where the money is. You look at films that they produced like Zero Dark 30, which came out like in 2012, and like Her, which came out in 2013, and like some of those films. um those films have gotten a lot of mainstream attention following their respective releases, but lately it doesn't seem like their movies have been gaining any type of like media attention or anything like that. Like the film division was way more popular than it is now a decade ago, and a lot of people feel like the popularity of Annapurna has been declining in general, and I think the only like game that they made that really got any like mainstream attention was the Stray game, and the reason I know that is because it was something that was trending on X, and it was something that people had been putting over and been saying good things about, and I would say like another game that people had a lot of good things to say about that got mainstream attention when it first came out was Outer Wilds, which came out back in 2019. And yeah, like I feel like Annapurna's had their share of video games that were hits, but they've also had like a handful of misses as well, or games that kind of just fell on the radar that people don't really care too much about. And there have been rumors that Annapurna Pictures had been teetering towards bankruptcy around like 2019. So this would be like right before the pandemic had started, like in early 2020. And then I believe there was reports that that the founder had like disappeared like altogether sometime in 2019, and the business was pretty much like running itself during the pandemic era. And then I guess she had came back in 2021, and I guess and she made structural changes by naming certain people president, and having people like step into co-head roles and all that stuff. And then apparently, like behind the scenes, she was working out a deal with, I guess, somebody who used to work at Epic Games, who was also negotiating like a deal um, in relation to, I guess, filming and TV and all that stuff with Remedy Entertainment. And it's something that the staff in Annapurna didn't find out until like the very last minute, and that's something that upset them, because apparently the staff and the founder, they had negotiations about creating a brand new gaming, I guess, division or a gaming company. And it was supposed to be called Verset, and it was going to be co-owned by Annapurna, and I guess like the employees who would start it up. But that's something that fell through, and I guess that's something that's not going to happen because of the employees had walked out or whatever. But I think it's just one of those instances of, I guess, the staff members not being happy, along with the fact that key people had been let go of Annapurna, which obviously had a negative effect on the morale of the company. And a lot of people felt like they couldn't really like they couldn't trust like anyone, and I believe that just led to them just saying, you know what, we're leaving, whatever. but um but yeah, I feel like this whole thing is rather unfortunate, especially considering the fact that I don't know. Like, like you don't just have like the best, one of the best video games of one year, and then all of a sudden, you guys are basically just, you're done, you're gone, you're on the verge of bankruptcy or what have you. But at the same time, I don't know exactly how well Stray did in terms of sales and how much money it made or anything like that. Because I know it was popular, but I don't know if it made enough revenue to help sustain the gaming division or anything like that. And if that is the case and it didn't make enough money, then I can see why the main founder wants to go in a different direction. I haven't exactly heard any word about her wanting to shut down the gaming division altogether, but with this mass walkout, it looks like that's something that's probably going to end up happening regardless.